Hello, boys and girls. Today I'm going to show you how to do a painting of something from our story from Tops and Bottoms. We remember how Hare was really good at tricking Bear. And one of the things he tricked him at the first was when Bear said, I want the tops. And we saw that Hare planted some things where the bottoms were the parts you wanted to eat. The tops weren't good for eating. So we're going to do a picture of that today. So here's kind of what your picture will look like when we finish. I've got a carrot on here because we eat the bottom of a carrot. We eat the root part of a carrot. Here's a turnip. A lot of you guys don't eat turnips, but some people do, and it's part that grows underground. And an onion. An onion grows under the ground, and we eat that part of the onion mostly. And you see I've got roots growing out of these things. I've shown you the leaves that grow up on top of the ground. So grab your piece of paper, grab your watercolors and your crayons, and I'll show you how we'll paint this picture together. Okay, so I'm ready to show you how I made this picture, and you're going to need some crayons. You might want to just watch and then go do your own afterwards, but I'm going to use crayons because we know the watercolor doesn't stick where we put crayons. So that's what I'm going to use first. All right, so I'm going to make the brown line to show where the dirt is underneath and we're going to have the sky above. And I used a purple to make the shape for my turnip under the ground. And then I used a brown to make the outline for my onion because onions are they're yellowish, brownish, whitish, some of them. And now I've got an orange. I'm going to make my carrot. And look how it's going down long and skinny. And then I'm going to put some lines on the side of it because we know how carrots have those little lines on them. And now I'm going to add some roots. So I'm adding the roots to my turnip. And I've used my purple crayon again. I've kind of made all those little roots come down out of it. And next I'm going to add roots to my onion, but look, I'm using a white and you can't see them. Cool thing is, we'll see them when we paint over it. They'll show up because the paint won't stick to that white crayon. Now I'm going to make the tops of the plants, and I want you to look at how I make my carrot plant. My carrot plant has tall pieces that grow up tall, and they're kind of fuzzy little tiny leaves on the top. So I'm going to do lots of these little kind of leaves on the top. But then my turnip, look at what kind of plant it is. It has some big leaves, very different from the carrot leaves. It has these big leaves that stick up and go out like that. And now I'm going to do my onion. I want you to see what the onion has. The onion has things almost called like blades. They're just tall and skinny that an onion has. And so there are my tops of the plants for these that grow under the ground where we like to eat the bottoms. So the next thing I've got to do is I've got to paint them because I want them to look real pretty. So I'm going to get my watercolors and I'm going to paint. See, I'm going to paint my turnip in all pretty purple. Get it all filled in. And you know how we need to spread that paint out. We don't need too much paint because it spreads out. And then I'm going to paint my onion, and I would barely use a little yellow. We don't want it too dark. Make it kind of light if you can. And then I'm going to do my carrot. Of course, we're going to paint it orange, so we get that going on it. And remember, see how the paint doesn't stick to where the crayon is, so you can still see those lines really good on my carrot. So I'm going to fill that all in, spread that paint out, and get it filled in. And then we're ready to do the plant part at the top. So, of course, I'll have to get my green, and I'm just going to do a little squiggly over that because it's just kind of fluffy up on top. And do each one of those little carrot plants up there. Just make it a little fluffy looking up there on top. And then fill in the leaves on my turnip. Remember that turnip has big leaves that stand out to the sides a little bit there and up. It's not as tall as the carrot plant or the onion. And now my onion's got those tall blades, we call them, that go up. So get those filled in. And now once I get those all filled in, I'm ready to do the dirt. So I'm going to get my brown, and here's the fun part. Look what happens. Remember I drew those roots on the onion with a white crayon, and now look. We can see all those roots I drew. See how the paint doesn't stick? And now I can see the roots coming out from the onion. And I want you to look how the different roots come out from the onion than they did from the turnip. They grow different ways. And the onion has several roots coming out from the bottom of it. But the turnip has this one big one coming out, and then it kind of spreads out as it goes down into the ground. And I can just paint right over those because I know that it doesn't stick when I do it over a crayon. So that's the good part about using a crayon there. And spread that paint out real good so I don't have any too big blobs around anywhere. And now I'm going to move up to the sky. And so then I go around and I do, and you can come back and finish. I didn't finish all my dirt because I didn't want you to have to watch the whole thing. But there you are, and do some skying and make sure the sky comes all the way down to the ground and spread it out real good so we don't have big blobs. And we'll have this pretty painting. I think this is one of the prettiest ones we've done this year. Looks so pretty of these plants growing. And you know, it's that time of year. It's time everybody's starting to plant their gardens, and these plants will get growing. And I love this story for this time of year. And some of you may have already planted a seed earlier this week too in a baggie to see if you can get a seed to grow. We tried a potato, trying to see if we could get it to grow. And now let's see if we can get us maybe a seed, some type of a bean or something to grow in our little baggies. So there you go. That's how you can do it. And you can finish. So I hope you'll get a paper and you will make a picture of our tops and bottoms today. And I'll upload a picture of this on your seesaw activity if you want to look at it while you're working so you can kind of remember what those look like. But have fun and then take a picture and upload it and show me. I can't wait to see how good all your paintings turn out.